guys, welcome back to the channel. As you could probably hear, I've been dealing with a belt squealing noise. Now what the noise seems to be is the power steering pump I bought used. The pulley on it has a little dimple in the sidewall. That's just enough for the belt to rub it as it goes past. Now you can see when I sprayed the super clean on it, the noise stopped for a little bit. So I'm going to try a fix today. It's a new belt, or a new style belt, that is supposed to quiet things down. So if you can see, this Continental belt says it's long life EPDM compound optimized for quiet operation. I've had this for a while sitting on the shelf, and started up the other day and just tired of the noise. This is stock 975 belt, but this is supposed to be quiet, and it looks, I don't know how well you can see that, but it looks like a soft, like velvety style compound. So I'm going to take this belt off. I'll save this belt for a backup, but I'm going to clean all these pulleys so there's no belt dressing or anything on it, because I have doused it pretty good with belt dressing in the past just to get it to quiet down for shows and stuff. So I'm going to clean all that with super clean, and then I'm going to dry it off, and I'm going to put the new belt on, and we're going to see if that fixes it. So after you get every pulley the best you can, you can spin all of them by hand except the crank pulley. So spin them around, get them soaked with your super clean. You can use the regular like this, or I prefer the foam. Let it sit on there. Then we can take the hose and blast as much of this off as we can. All right, it's been on for about a minute, and I spun it and wiped it down with a rag, and put the rag over the alternator so it's not sprayed directly. I'm going to try to spray all this off as much as I can. Alright, so wiped it with a rag. I did take a wire brush to this because it had a lot of contaminants up in there. I got down there on that pulley as much as possible. Let's see. Right here is the bend I'm talking about. And I guess that caused something where the belt rubs differently. Previously, I marked that spot with a yellow crayon, and it was very consistent with every time that dot went around. Yoop, 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 yoop. It didn't do it until after I replaced that too, which is a little aggravating. So hopefully getting this cleaned up and this new compound on that belt will solve my squeaking issues, because McSqueaky is getting on my nerves. While we wait for that to dry, I don't know if any of y'all seen on Instagram or anything. I don't even remember where I posted it at. I'm going to do a short of it, but we had a really bad storm come through the other night, and it actually blew a tree down from my neighbor's yard, which messed up the fence and everything. Now, it's not a huge tree, but it was a heavy tree. So the tree is right under there. It broke the fence, and where it fell, it dented up the carport there. But if you look right down below it, I mean, if that roof wouldn't have been there, it would have hit my back glass, and it was heavy enough. If it dented it from just that fall, it would have gained more momentum, and that probably would have been a shattered back glass. So I got very blessed in that. That's part of the tree over there. That's more of the tree there. And then odd and end limbs around from where I still have to clean up. Also note, my truck was parked there, so had it been, I don't know, 4 or 5 foot this way, it have fell across the hood of my truck, which would have definitely sucked also, because I've been working pretty hard on this truck trying to get it somewhat good looking. I still have the rear drop shackles and stuff to put on, but yeah, that was a close call. Tore his fence down too. For those of you who might be starting from scratch or did not pay attention, the best thing to do is fold your belt like this and feed it through here first to where it's around your AC compressor, or in my case, the bypass pulley. Now from here, normally you come up and around this, around your alternator pulley, but because you can't have the adjustment while you're routing the belt, because you would need multiple people, leave it off of this pulley, route the rest of it, so when you pull this down, you'll be able to pull the belt up and put it over this pulley. Alright, so the belt's going to go down there like I told you. It's going to come up, the top goes over the alternator, goes down around this, that's your power steering pulley, It comes up, and the back side rides around your water pump pulley, and then it comes off your water pump pulley here and around that, and that's what comes up and back over here. So you'll have all that done except for this part will be like right here. You won't be able to get it over, so then you can use your adjuster and push that down, and then you'll have the slack to put that up over this pulley. I hope that helps some. So now y'all are going to find out with me if it still chirps or not. Fingers crossed, prayers, anything, happy thoughts, good thoughts. It's been running now for about 20 minutes, and there is not a squeak sound coming out of this. I have to say, I'm pretty stoked right now. I am very happy with the results of this belt. I was very skeptical getting it because it looked like a standard belt, even though it says it's optimized for quiet operation. The belt that this replaced, I guess, was the Gatorback belt by Goodyear, and Continental bought Goodyear, and the Gator belt got absorbed into this new technology series here. So the Gatorback has grooves. So I have this belt soaking. You can see the different grooves. Well, the Gatorback has grooves this way too. And why that makes it quieter is because this area of the rib on the inside or the outside is what rubs on the pulley if there's an imbalance, causing a squeak. Doesn't matter what pulley it is, but if there's a little anything like that, that belt's going to rub in that area. The Gatorback has less area because of the teeth, so it runs quieter. Now that this belt come out and this technology, and like I said, if you look at this, that almost looks like a velvet on there. It's crazy. It's like fibrous feeling. I don't know how to describe it. Velvet's the best way I know how. So like I said, I cleaned up the pulleys, installed it. It's ran for 20 minutes or so, and there was not a single squeak. Normally, I don't know, 30 seconds after startup, I'm sure you'll see in the video, it starts squeaking, and it squeaks a lot. So guys, this goes back to what I said with the steering rack. Sometimes you just got to get off your butt and do it. I've had this in my shed for, I don't know, ever since we moved. I bought it before the move. I got it a few days before we moved, and then it's just been sitting there. And I've been dealing with the squeak. And honestly, the car is less enjoyable when it's squeaking away and everybody's looking at it. Who is that squeaking through the parking lot? That's all I had to do. I already had the part, and it's a cheap part. I think this was only $30, considering what the outcome could be as far as engine noise. I mean, you can run into thousands of dollars, so $30 is a lot better. But there's the part number again, 4060975. 975 is the 97.5 is the factory length. I do have underdrive pulleys, but the pulley ratio equals out to the same belt length. So I hope this helps somebody. If your car is having a chirping or anything like that, I've already replaced the idler. All them pulleys still had noise, and like I said, I knew that one pulley was bent, and I didn't have an issue until after I changed that power steering pump that had the little bent pulley on there. But it's all quiet now, so now I can move on to the next thing of making this car more enjoyable. So I hope y'all catch me next time. This is Horseplay, and we out.
I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shooting for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with these 16 bars. I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shooting for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with these 16 bars. I won't turn around, I won't turn around.